So in this week's video I wanted to talk a little bit about Ordnance Survey maps or topographical maps and how they can benefit us as landscape photographers. Now, for anyone who doesn't really know what a topographical map is, to put it extremely simply, imagine Google Maps but a hell of a lot more detailed. And it's not a road map, it's a map that's designed to try and give us a really good visualization of what the landscape looks like. So the height of certain peaks, what the terrain looks like, gradients, fences, public footpaths, even rocks that jut out into the ocean, absolutely all sorts. So if you can learn how to read them, you can get a really good idea of what the landscape looks like. And obviously there's nothing better than being out with your camera exploring, but I think this is a really good sort of second best and, like I say, a really good planning tool for us as landscape photographers. So I wanted to try and talk you guys through the plan that I've got in mind for this evening. We're going to go out on location and hopefully try and get a really nice sunset shot. Obviously you guys saw my video last week. The forecast for the weather was decent, but it turned out to be pretty horrendous, to be honest. And you can be the best map reader in the world, but you cannot predict completely. You can't predict the weather and you can't control the weather and the elements. So I want to talk you guys through my plans and then hopefully try and put them into action out on location. Okay, so now I want to talk you guys through the plans for the evening in a little bit more detail. Now you can see I've got this excerpt printed out here in the Peak District, and obviously we're quite zoomed in. It's a really small area, but this is all we need. We don't need any more than this. Now before I get into this, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer. I've never been to this location before, so I'm purely judging everything from the Ordnance Survey maps, from the topographical maps. So it could all go completely wrong. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But I'll talk you through the plan anyway. Now you can see here, we've got this green icon here, which is exactly where I want to be stood this evening during the golden hour and during the sunset, and it's called Hitter Hill, this little peak. So you can see this road here, and I'll be able to park around here somewhere and then walk up the peak. Now, this red line here is the direction that I want to be looking towards during the sunset. So we've got these sort of peaks here, which I want to be my sort of main subject in the image. Park House Hill here is quite a famous peak in the Peak District. I'm sure a lot of you will know it. Maybe one or two of you have actually photographed it before. But yeah, like I say, I've never been here. And then in the background here, we've got Chrome Hill, which, judging by the Ordnance Survey maps, is actually taller than all these peaks that we're going to have in the foreground. So what I'm really hoping that's going to give the image is a little bit of depth, a little bit more drama, and actually give us a few layers as well, which will be wonderful. The weather forecast is always something that I like to talk about. I've checked on windy and it's looking lovely, it's looking really nice. However, around about the time of sunset, it's saying at this stage in a westerly direction we're going to be getting pretty much 0% chance of any cloud cover. So maybe that'll change, I don't know, but kind of remains to be seen of how that's going to affect us with our image. And hopefully you've got a little bit of a better idea of my ideas for the evening, and all that's left to do now is pack up and get to the location. We made it. Welcome to Hitters Hill and to the stunning Peak District National Park. So if you look there, we do have Parkhouse Hill, which is the sort of first prominent hill you can see there with all the trees on the sort of bottom left hand side, and that's what I wanted to be my main subject. And behind that we've got Chrome Hill, which is perfect, exactly what I said when I was back home about how it's a little bit taller than Parkhouse Hill, and it's going to give us those layers of the depth when it comes to taking the photographs, which is incredible. The only thing that is a little bit different, and it is a good thing here, trust me, is I can see a hell of a lot further than what I thought I was going to be able to. So if you look at my map here, there is another peak to the sort of west of Chrome Hill called Swallow Tor, which is just on my map. I didn't think I'd be able to see that far. I don't really know how you judge that. I suppose you'd have to check visibility charts and stuff like that, and obviously today's super clear, so perhaps I should have known I could see a lot further. But anyway, it's fantastic for the photography because it's going to give us even more layers. And then off in the distance there, there's even a couple more peaks, which it's all just adding to the photographs that we're going to get later. It's adding depth and drama, which is just so exciting. I can't wait. So for now, all I can do is sit and wait for the golden hour. Wow, this is absolutely incredible, it really is. The peaks are putting on a show this evening and I am delighted. I'm so happy. Now, I'm just waiting, we're about 10 minutes into the golden hour now. Still a good 40 minutes until the actual sunset, but I'm just waiting for the sun to sort of dip down below. It's just behind a few clouds at the minute. I'm waiting for it to come down and then hopefully we get some nice, beautiful light painted on the peaks and stuff like that. But I just wanted to talk you through my composition quickly. First thing I will say is I've put my wide angle lens, my 11-16, in my bag, which is back there about 10 meters away. I am really tempted to get it, or was tempted. I'm not going to use it, and just shoot wide, get everything in the scene. But what I'm doing here is I'm shooting it around about 35 millimeters, and what that's doing is allowing me to zoom in here on all these peaks, which they're in a sort of natural line. They're in a perfect formation that hopefully is just going to lead the eye right up into the sunset or whatever sort of beautiful light we get up there. But yeah, the composition itself is fairly simple. It starts in the bottom right hand side, and there's this sort of farm down here on the right, and if you can see, there's actually a fence that leads up into the bottom of Parkhouse Hill, into the sort of stone wall that you have right at the base. And then, yeah, that's my idea, and that your eye kind of goes up the footpath up to the top of Parkhouse Hill, and then off into the distance to Chrome Hill, and then eventually up to the beautiful sun there. I'll probably take 1 or 2 shots now the sun's come out. But yeah, it's looking absolutely incredible. So that's my idea for this composition, and this is going to be my main image. And it'll probably still be my main image even if we get a really nice sunset. I don't think I want to really change things. I'm really enjoying this focal length that's kind of like squeezing the landscape together, and essentially only photographing the things that I want to photograph, and that's these peaks that we planned to come here and shoot when we looked at our ordnance survey map and stuff. So yeah, that's gonna work well, I think. The only other thing that I do want to do is get a little bit of a selfie, get a human element in, where I'm going to put my camera and my tripod back there where my bag is. And I've already figured out the composition. I've been sat here for 2 hours. And I'm going to stand over here. There's a little sort of flat base of ground, and yeah, nice composition, pretty similar composition to this, but it's going to look pretty cool and also give the image a little bit of scale with me in the foreground as well. But yeah, this is absolutely magical. So probably what I'll do is I'll show you this golden hour image that I've got now, which I think is going to be my main image, and then we're waiting for the sunset. Hopefully we get a beautiful light show in that sky.
Beneath the willow, so many years, too many tears on your pillow, on your pillow.
Alright, so what an absolute incredible evening. Honestly, I'm so happy. I think I might have got 1 or 2 shots that I'm really happy with. At this stage, no, I don't know for sure, but yeah, really happy. I really needed this sort of evening, to be honest. It's been a while. Everything worked out really well location wise with the maps as well, which is fantastic. And it's definitely something that I'll be spending a little bit more time doing, using the ordnance survey or topographical maps, whatever you want to call them. Hopefully to my advantage, find some more awesome locations. So I'll probably call it here, guys. If anything happens with the sky, I'll take another shot and probably put it on my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. What a wonderful evening. Really hope you got something from this video. Please let me know which was your favourite image. It turns out there was probably 2, 3, maybe even 4, even though I said there was only going to be 1. And yeah, subscribe if you're new here. And I look forward to seeing you all next week on the next adventure. Out.